Teleportation devices may remain a sci-fi dream rather than a reality, but that hasn't stopped scientists investigating the effects such technologies could have on the brain. A new study sheds light on how the brain would handle beaming up or traveling across space and distance instantly from one place to another, at least on a computer screen. Neuroscientists found the brain gives off a different rhythm when volunteers entered a virtual teleporter, similar to the one found on the Starship Enterprise in Star Trek. Arne Ekstrom, associate professor at the University of California, Davis Center for Neuroscience, conducted the research to learn more about how we memorize places and routes. The oscillations occur in the hippocampus, a region thought to be the center of emotion, memory, and the autonomic nervous system. It has long been known that the brains of rats give off a rhythmic oscillation when navigating a maze, and experts know the same thing happens when humans move around a virtual landscape on a computer screen. But neuroscientists had assumed the oscillations were, at least partly, driven by external influences. There is this rhythmic firing in the brain during navigation and while remembering things, but until now, the researchers didn't. It was triggered by sensory input or by the learning process. Together with his team, Dr. Ekstrom was able to solve this mystery by working with 3 patients with a severe form of epilepsy. Surgeon and study co-author Kia Shalaye implanted electrodes on a number of patients' brains, inside the skull, to find out where seizure activity begins and to identify treatment options. In between seizures, the electrodes recorded normal brain activity and 3 of these patients volunteered to take part in the experiment. They were asked to navigate through a streetscape on a computer screen. At various points, they entered a teleporter and jumped to a different, known location in the map. During teleportation, the screen went black for a random period of time. And while it did not interrupt the oscillations, the rhythm changed based on the distance traveled during the virtual teleportation. The researchers wrote, the frequency-wise pattern of oscillation prevalence during teleportation contains spatial information capable of classifying the distance teleported. Dr. Ekstrom said the experiment shows the oscillations are driven entirely by memory and learning processes in the brain and do not depend on external senses. It also shows the oscillation carries information about speed and distance traveled, even when that travel is virtual teleportation.